My Snapchat date ended with a man breaking down my front door. The last time I trusted a stranger's face on the internet, I ended up hiding in my own closet while they kicked my front door in. It all started on a dead Friday night 2 autumns ago. I was 17, scrolling through my phone, drowning in the kind of suburban boredom that feels like a physical weight. A notification popped up. Zola added, "You." I tapped on it. Her profile was public. A handful of pictures, all of them looking kind of professional. Big green eyes, dark hair, one of those smiles that you can't tell is real or not. She was beautiful, no doubt about it, the kind of beautiful that makes you feel a little stupid. I hit accept. My phone buzzed in my hand not even 5 seconds later. A message from her. Just, "Hey." I made myself wait a full minute before replying, trying to play it cool. I sent a hey back. A conversation sparked from there, the usual stuff. Where we were from, what we were into, vague questions about family. It was easy, comfortable, but looking back it felt a little scripted, like she was ticking boxes. After an hour, the conversation faded into just sending blank pictures of the ceiling or the TV back and forth. The usual rhythm of a new snap streak. The next day, Saturday, was even more boring than Friday. I was about to text my friend to see if he wanted to do something when I snapped Zola first. That's when I saw it. The little bitmoji of her on the snap map. Her location was on. And she wasn't far, maybe a 20-30 minute drive. My heart did a little jump. I typed out the message before I could second guess it. "You busy tonight?" She replied almost instantly, bored AF. So I asked her, "Want to hang out?" A few seconds passed. The little icon showed she was typing, then stopped, then started again. Finally, "Yeah, okay." "Where?" We decided on this little waterfront park, right on the edge of the bay between our towns. It was a neutral spot, public enough to feel safe. We said 9 p.m. I left my house around 8:30, blasting music, feeling that nervous excitement bubble up in my chest. I sent her a snap of my dashboard. Ones. She opened it, but didn't reply. I checked the map again as I got closer to the park. Her bitmoji hadn't moved an inch from the spot it had been in all day. That's weird, I thought. We were supposed to meet in 5 minutes. Maybe her location was just bugged. I didn't want to sound like a psycho and ask why she wasn't moving, so I just sent a text. "Here a little early." Her reply was quick, "Not running late." And that was it, nothing else. I got to the park and killed the engine. It was quiet. The only sounds were the gentle lapping of water against the boat docks and the distant hum of the highway. I waited. 5 minutes turned into 10. 10 turned into 20. My excitement curdled into disappointment. Fucking stood up. Classic. I was about to just drive home when my phone made that stupid, chirpy Snapchat notification sound. I looked down, expecting an apology or an excuse. It was a snap from Zola. I tapped it open. It wasn't a selfie or a picture of her shoes. It was a photo. Dark, grainy, and taken from a distance. It took me a second to realize what I was looking at. It was the back of my own head. I was sitting on a bench facing the water, and the picture was taken from behind me, from the direction of the parking lot. A cold spike of adrenaline shot through me. My blood went icy. I whipped my head around, scanning the empty lot, the dense line of trees that bordered it. Nothing. Just shadows and the single flickering lamppost I'd parked under. I typed with trembling fingers. "Where are you? That's not funny." Her bitmoji at the bottom of the chat screen just sat there. Not typing. Just watching. A full minute crawled by. The silence in the park suddenly felt heavy, predatory. My gut was screaming at me. Get out. Get out now. I stood up, shoving my phone in my pocket, and turned towards my car. That's when I saw him. A man stepping out from behind a small boat shed about 50 feet away. He was just a silhouette against the dim lights from the marina, but he was tall, broad, and he was walking right for me. My brain didn't even process it. I just ran. My feet pounded on the gravel, the sound deafening in the silence. I could hear other footsteps behind me, heavier and faster, gaining on me. I fumbled for my keys, my hand shaking so hard I could barely get the key in the lock. The The door clicked open and I threw myself inside, slamming it shut and mashing the lock button. The engine roared to life. I didn't look in the rearview mirror. I just slammed the car into drive and peeled out of that parking lot, spraying gravel everywhere. I drove way too fast the whole way home, my heart trying to beat its way out of my ribs. I burst through my front door, locking it, deadbolting it, and leaning against it, gasping for air. "Mom? Dad?" I called out, knowing they were still out. The house was dark and silent. My room is at the front of the house, with a window overlooking the street. I was on edge, every little sound making me jump. I peered through my blinds, and I saw it. A dark sedan I'd never seen before was parked across the street, a few houses down. Its lights were off, but I could just barely make out the faint shimmer of heat from the exhaust. The engine was running. Shit. Oh, shit. I tried to calm myself down, telling myself I was being paranoid. I put on some dumb show on my laptop, just for the noise. Maybe 15 minutes later, I heard it. A soft, rhythmic scratching. At the back door, my entire body went rigid. It stopped, and then my phone buzzed on the nightstand. A notification from Snapchat. From Zola. My hand was shaking as I picked it up. It wasn't a picture. It wasn't a message. It was just my home address, typed out. A second later, a massive bang hit the front door. It sounded like someone had thrown their entire body against it. I scrambled off my bed, my breath catching in a sob. Another bang, louder this time, the wood groaning. I dove into my closet, pulled the door shut, and dialed my dad. The phone rang once, twice. He picked up. "Dad," I whispered, my voice cracking. "Someone's trying to break in." They followed me home. He started firing questions, but I cut him off. "Just call the police. Please." I hung up and dialed 911 myself, whispering my address to the dispatcher as the pounding on the door got louder, more frantic. It sounded like a sledgehammer now, like the whole doorframe was about to splinter and fly apart. Then, the worst sound I have ever heard in my life. A deafening crack of splitting wood, followed by a heavy thud as the door flew open and hit the wall inside. He was in the house. I stifled a scream, clamping my hand over my mouth. I could hear heavy footsteps on the hardwood floor downstairs, slow, deliberate. He wasn't rushing, he was searching. I heard a floorboard creak at the bottom of the stairs. He was coming up. Each step was a lifetime. I squeezed my eyes shut, praying, making promises to a God I wasn't even sure I believed in. The footsteps stopped right outside my bedroom door. Silence. Then, the slow, metallic click of my doorknob starting to turn. At that exact moment, the night outside my window exploded in flashing red and blue lights. A siren wailed to life, cutting through the silence. Downstairs, I heard a crash, then a cop yelling, "Get on the fucking ground!" Now I stayed huddled in that closet until I heard them bring him out in cuffs, until my dad's car screeched into the driveway. Later, sitting in the passenger seat of his car while he talked to the cops, I opened my phone. The first thing I saw was the snap map. My own Bitmoji was sitting right on top of my house, a perfect, friendly little beacon. I'd had my location on the whole fucking time. I had led him right to my own front door. I never found out if Zola was a real person or just a face they stole from someone's Instagram. The cops called it a catfishing and targeted robbery attempt. All I know is that guy is in jail, and I still check over my shoulder every time I get out of my car at night. Every time my phone buzzes for a split second, I'm 17 again, sitting in the dark, watching a stranger's Bitmoji watch me back.